Howdy folks, welcome back to another Armored Warfare replay. I am your host Bjorn, and today I have for you PvE Operation Banshee on Hardcore. And I am platooned up with a full group. We have Grim Mike in his Leopard 2A6. We have the Red Queen with her M1A2C. Myself with the Merkava 4. Centurion 6 with the Type 99A. And Kangaroo with the B1 Draco. Now I'm going to give a pan around here quick of the Merkava, and I would like you to take note of the turret, because as I'm discussing the turret, some features will actually come up of the turret and its shaping, of why it's shaped the way it is. Which, if you've looked at previous Merkavas, this is very different from the previous Merkavas. And there's reasons to that.
These so-called Lions of Nequil have taken an oil refinery. We have to break their hold on this and teach them a harsh lesson. Black Company, retake the oil refinery from the Lions.
Alright, well, let's begin with some of the history here of the Merkava Mark IV. The Merkava Mark IV is the most recent MBT from the family of Merkava main battle tanks. The development would begin in 1999, and the Merkava Mark IV would enter service in 2004. As of 2012, which is the most recent information I could get on numbers, they have 260, Israel has 260 Merkava Mark IVs in service. And they hope to have at least an additional 300 enter service by 2025 to 2030. Upgrades from the Merkava MK3 to the Merkava Mark IV would include modular armor plates. That is actually why the turret is weird shaped and well sloped. And I'll get more detail towards the end of the video, covering more information about the modular armor plates. A Knight Mark IV fire control system and increased turret roof and belly armor. The turret roof armor is due to urban combat situations, and the belly armor was increased for additional landmine and IED protection. Also, additional ammunition protection has been added. The tracks has been improved with the TS AWS type tracks. Gives the tracks improved durability and better performance on rough terrain. One of the latest upgrades for the Merkava Mark IV is a trophy APS. That is the hard kill APS, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, it works pretty damn good. It will actually take out missiles and tank rounds. The 60mm mortar has been retained from the previous Merkava Mark III, as well as the transmission and the 12-cylinder 1500 horsepower diesel turbocharged engine. It also retains the same 120mm MG 253 smoothbore main gun, as well as all the machine guns that the previous version had. Now, not all the machine guns are here because they're just not all modeled in game, but all the machine guns that the Merkava Mark III could have, this can have as well. The primary user of the Merkava series is Israel. However, some Merkavas have been sold to an undisclosed customer due to security reasons. It is quite possibly Cambodia. Cambodia was actually looking at purchasing some Merkava main battle tanks. So that's it information-wise for the Merkava I have. Understand this is the most recent Merkava tank. It hasn't really seen a lot of action, but it has already seen some action, mostly police action. In armored warfare, I'll talk a bit about the modular armor before I talk about the tank in armored warfare. So what you have here on the front of the turret, the reason why it has that wedged shape is because it is, you actually have the turret and then you have armor plates bolted to a frame. The armor plates itself is actually composite armor, and they're actually, it's adds additional space armor as well as the fact that it's composite armor plating. Now the nice thing about how they designed this is, unlike the Abrams with its composite armor plates, if the armor plates are damaged to an M1 Abrams, they essentially have to replace certain sections of the tank. If the turret's too heavily damaged, they got to replace the turret, so on and so forth. For the Merkava here, what they can do is they can actually unbolt the old armor plates, the damaged armor plates, and replace them with new plates. I did see some photographs online. The armor plates actually seem to withstand the most modern RPG-29. I was trying to get a track shot there, and it looks like I might have got it.
Penetrated.
Didn't get that penetrating shot.
Track damaged.
So anyway, with the way they've done the armor plates, it's actually very, per se, handy for them. It's easier to replace a few armor plates over replacing a whole turret. It's also cheaper.
Identify target.
Now that being said, what we have here in Armored Warfare is it is a Tier 9 main battle tank. And in all honest opinion, so far out of all the Merkavas I've played, obviously I've played all the way through the line, this to me is the weakest of the Merkavas. Honestly, so far the strongest I'd have to say is either the Tier, I would say either the Tier 5 or the Tier 8. The armor does not, the hull armor does not withstand the abuse that previous models of Merkavas could in the game. Even a Leopard can penetrate right through, directly through the hull. Leopards, T-15s, quite a few things can actually penetrate completely through the front plate of the Merkava Mark IV here, including I've seen some shots penetrate the upper glacis for how well sloped that is.
Identify target.
Now it does have its moments of actually being good, but aggressive play like the previous models, such as the model, the Mark III, is actually ill-advised, even though here I am playing quite aggressively. I am actually using an all-heat loadout, but if I was to play PvP in this tank, I would actually pack some AP. So we're going to finish up the replay here. Some of my teammates are heading towards the cap. And I am going to go on a recon mission to see if I can't possibly find the last bad guy. Alright, so the ready rack is completely loaded up. There we go. Satorian actually found an AMX-10 RCR. So I'm going to try to get myself into a position where I can make shots. There's one shot, got the loader, and the kill shot.
Great work, Black Company.
And that is it for this replay, folks. Go over my scores here really quick. And what I have here is 14,749 damage, with 10 enemies spotted and 9 destroyed. Grab myself a target, any blue star. Got myself actually quite a bit of spotting damage in this match, as you will see right here. I wasn't, the top damage overall is actually number 2 in damage, and I was actually number 3 in spotting, but it just so happens to work out that I was able to get the blue star, but just barely. This tank actually has its moments where it's not a bad vehicle, but generally it is not It is not the pleasure to play the Merkava Mark IV as the previous Merkavas were. In all honesty, I would only grind through this vehicle just to see, hopefully see that the Mark IV at tier 10 is actually better. But anyway, folks, that's going to be the end of this replay, and that's all the information I have for the Merkava Mark IV that is currently in service. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the replay, and I hope to see you for the next video.